Is now the time to change?
You hope so. You know, something's got to give. Something has to change. Because Team Liquid have fallen off.
Well, it's now... Well, it's got to be now. That's the issue. Like, they're even falling out the VRS rankings, Harry. They're dropping down pretty quickly. Nerds said tier 2.
The thing that was kind of mad was, like, you know, when we first had Shui join this squad, I know for a lot of folks that was cause to be very excited. Hold on a second. Let's see how this goes. Twists. Gonna start to barrel out now through the apartments. Goes hunting for a little bit more. They weren't ready. Frank QZ up on that boost. Still able to deal with him and keep this in their advantage. Do Team Liquid. They're going to try and pressure Market. And that's where both players for paiN reside. They sniffed them out. And it's a nice wide smile from Shui to open up.
I like to see the smiles on Liquid's face. Harry, what were you going to say?
I'm hoping that this is the time things change, because when Shui first joined the squad, we saw them go to Bucharest and they went out 0-3, and it was a bit of a disaster. But you were willing to, like, lend them
First
the whole,
event.
you know, first event, new IGL, an IGL who also had, you know, kind of been waiting for the call-up, waiting to return to playing. So, you know, fine, give them the benefit of the doubt. Then they go to Melbourne, they make it to the playoffs, and you go, damn, all right, this is the Liquid we're going to get. And then it's followed up by back-to-back disasters. 3 of the 4 tournaments they've played with Shui in, they finished dead last, or near enough dead last. They got 1 win in Dallas to prop them up ever so slightly.
Yeah, against a phase with 2 stand-ins.
And so, you know, I think that's been a bit of a dismal trajectory, and I can imagine Liquid probably felt that inside the team as well. It all culminated in Austin. And they went out 0-3.
Yeah, they drew hard games there for sure, but also, like, we still, I think, hold a lot of these players and these pieces in high regard, and this organization as well. It's just about finding that, you know, like, coming together and actually putting on results is something yet to do.
Like, because the roster problems have been going on for a while now for Team Liquid, and trying to iron out exactly how they want, like, the international vision to pan out. But even looking back like a year ago, the stakes of this matchup would have been wildly different. Liquid would have been coming in as favorites just on kind of the names and the benefit of the doubt alone. But that's not the world we live in now.
No way.
Oh, he got both! Huge from Big Azera. That's the captain of paiN Gaming.
Still, it's up
putting on a clinic. The reply is in from Twists. Oh, gonna team up alongside him. And so the Canadian duo, Twists and Nafly, turn that one on its head.
I'm not gonna lie, already an inspiring start for Liquid to win that round from that position when Big Azera gets away with absolute murder and Connector has got to bring a smile to your face. Liquid flying high off of their pistol. It's a reassuring beginning.
And look, man, I think for Team Liquid, I think the story is the whole team need to step up, but there's one player that a lot of folks have identified, and rightly so. He's had some real rough games, and that is Naf. He's someone you want a lot more mileage from. For the longest time, he was the kind of rock of Team Liquid. If you go back and you look at his ratings kind of outside of this year, he was always in the green, like very, very consistent. You kind of knew the exact mileage you could get out of a player like Naf, and that's something they haven't had this year. And, you know, like, thinking kind of now what this means, you know, you lose one of your most, like, consistent pieces. You have him really start to struggle. An encounter he hasn't had to deal with in his career yet. He's always been a player kind of unburdened and unblemished with these strugglesome times.
I remember we talked about that. I can't remember when he said it, but maybe he said it to you, or maybe he said in an interview. He mentioned, like, yeah, I've never actually, like, gone through a rough patch. I actually don't know how to come back from this position.
It's a whole new thing.
Yeah, it's something to learn from, you know, someone who's had such a consistent career, but who's obviously in a bit of a struggle street right now. Yeah, so definitely a lot of eyes on this Liquid team, but we're giving them a lot of airtime right now. And I think, you know, paiN, their major run was just unbelievable when you consider that this team didn't even get to play together coming into the major. They had like 10 maps logged as a 5. And the reason being because they went to like 4 events in a row with stand-ins, with coaches, with academy players, with everything. They never had their full 5. And then they get to the major and they go 0-2. And then they just make the most incredible run all the way to the playoffs, even beating Furia, their big brothers from Brazil, in that quarterfinal and falling to the Mongols in the semi. So it came out of nowhere.
Like, you know, that match in particular is the wild one. Like paiN beating up on Furia in an arena. Snow literally called Fallen the Professor. He was his teacher.
Yeah. And again, they, as I mentioned, they did it from 0-2, which is something that is really difficult to do. And a couple of teams actually made it out through in this in the previous major doing the same. Mouse were in the same position, beat Liquid in that 0-2 game, and paiN as well, of course. So just shows a lot of determination from this. I want to say new roster, but you know, it's 6 months down the line now, and since they added Davideus and a couple for DGT. And I think, you know, paiN have already come out with a great honeymoon event, but now they've got to continue that on into the season, which can be really difficult.
The one thing that was like,
no one's underrating them
obviously
now.
No one's going to, firstly, everyone's going to study the tape. Everyone's very aware of what paiN can bring to the table. But also, I think they had this kind of weird start to this season playing in that Fisher event, right, where they did get beat up on. And I don't think, from talking to them on their very first day here, I don't think paiN are overly reading into that. They acknowledged that it was a bad event for them. One of the things we talked about, there was just this idea of, you know, you come from going the furthest you've ever gone at a major. You managed to beat your, you know, players who were like your idols in Furia to get to a semi-final there, and then you have some time off. It's all about celebration and enjoying the victory. You rock up. First event you play, needless to say, is not a major. And so it's kind of hard to hit that same level of focus. But Cologne certainly, you know, pulls its weight in that regard. This kind of is the tournament outside of the major circuit.
Yeah. Interesting buy here because they're dropping a gun to Davideus. Old David. Spamming with the pistol, really trying to bait that they are on eco right now, but let's see if they can spring this trap, boost over the smoke. The flash knocks them off, though. Nerd's famed MP7 spraying through connector. And Liquid have the full mid control that they came for. Bit by bit, getting closer. Ultimate, this is all a fake right now. His team are posturing outside of A. And that entry has drawn the rifle into the wrong site. That's all that Liquid wanted. Easy done. Oh, do they check this? Oh, he just... okay, yeah. Now guards his team. Getting rid of the M4 would be a nice bonus here for Liquid. And so they'll find it. Oh, unlucky. Why is he clearing? Have they not heard him? Nerds? He jumped and then he ran.
Nerds headphones on backwards.
He checked left.
Actually could be.
He didn't even...
we've all done it.
He has no idea.
It's like, bro, I just heard him ban. Where the...
Must think he's his teammate. That's the only explanation. Like, there's a kill here. Or does he just... yeah. Oh, no. Nerds. He's like, I cleared bench. I swear I cleared bench. How'd he get the gun? Someone show Nerds that.
Nerds,
Please.
bro. Just check the earphones. Just make sure. I
just
trust you, you know, like fully trust Nerds.
He jumped. He ran because he knew he'd been heard, but Nerds is like, Nerds, look to market. I'm so lost. I have no idea what happened. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, I can understand how that comes as a bit of a shock to Nerds.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, here we go, paiN. What you got? First gun round, AWP out. NQZ, the king of openers at the major. Starting pretty safe in CT right now. Some fake damage done down lower. Big Azera will finish it off, though. Nerds certainly heard that.
Ooh, Naf tried his hand at the timing spam there up in the palace. Just the tag. Instead, the rewards go the way of Big Azera, who's farming on this Famus. More success found just all across the map. paiN go roaming.
Every player just making a little push and finding a free kill. Liquid stalled out in middle.
If this is the save, Hugo, do you want the T?
What's the T?
So when I was speaking to paiN, when they first got here, we were talking about overpass being added. Ooh. Because obviously they are one of the squads that we've. Sorry, wait, I've like completely lost.
Where are you going? paiN, are you saying that paiN are playing
what I was going to say is, right, they're one of these squads where like we've seen them have some success on Anubis, so I was curious how they were going to find that, right? And then it was Big Azera and NQZ I was talking to about it, and NQZ basically said he's very excited for Overpass. Yeah, he really likes the map. He's the AWPer, so he's super happy about it because there's a lot more options for him. And Big Azera was saying, like, yeah, even though we were kind of pretty good on Anubis, none of us like the map very much. And it got very, very hard towards the end with their exact remarks. So all of paiN happy about the addition of Overpass and keen to play it. I only bring it up because they didn't ban it in this series. It was Liquid who did.
Well, Liquid played all the maps, didn't they? So, you know, not necessarily always to the highest degree. You'll notice the bomb is in spawn right now. And so Davideus is going to find this and maybe get a kill from it as well. He's just, oh, he's going the wrong way. Will he hear the steps? Ultimate running. Davideus, he thinks he's rotating. He doesn't realize he's getting the bomb, so Ultimate can get out. And Davideus only now realizing the mistake he's made. That is annoying. That is very annoying. He didn't know. And so paiN really should just save. That was their chance. Harry, they could have won the round in spawn if they got that kill. 3 CTs there, and he doesn't go for the fight. What did he expect? Just the full rotation? It's a bit of a shame to see that error. What it could have been. Liquid do convert. But back to the maps, because yeah, we haven't seen an overpass yet in these 2 games. Liquid first banning it. Fair enough, they're having troubles kind of on all the maps, so why add a new one to the pool instantly? Keep that until you're more drilled on it.
It's interesting, you know, on like the kind of map pool conversation, some of the other teams I was surprised by, like were Heroic also telling me that they were happy with the removal of Anubis, even though they actually, you know, that's like one of their top picked maps.
Really?
Yeah, and kind of for similar reasons. Just saying, you know, it's starting to feel very, very tricky to actually find your footing, and the games can get away from you so quickly.
And obviously,
folks are liking, you know, the youth, Hugo, they hunger for the trains.
Mines? Or the trains?
Yeah, but not on train.
No.
Moving train.
Okay. Yeah, change is hard, but...
the sewers, that would have been better. Youth hunger for the sewers, Hugo. Send them to the sewers. Give them what they want.
Okay, well... Yeah, we'll do that. I like the change. I think Anubis was getting random at times. It felt random, right? Like, don't get me wrong, Eternal Fire into Aurora found consistency on it, but even towards the end, like, they weren't even winning it. So at that point, what can you do? Something new, Harry. Okay, late mid smokes here. Liquid do find an important reset round with a couple of entries, but those save guns for paiN give them a full buy. Time to put their money where their mouth is before it is removed. AWP on this B bomb site. Davideus allowed to play inside of the ladder. Liquid have been flash peeking this though. Will that remain? Up short they go, and the comm is in. He's missed the timing. AWP should find this kill, and NQZ will pluck the first.
Easy does it for NQZ.
Bomb stuck
out by Davideus. Nerds over here in the connector, living on borrowed time. There was a layered swing there. Big Azera having support. Naf and Twists, they've cooked up a 2v4 once in this game already for Team Liquid. But with only 20 seconds left, bomb down in no man's land, they've really got to get a move on.
It's done.
And they're just not in position to win this.
I think the bomb is on short. They know they literally can't get there in time and take it to B. So that's an unfortunate way for the round to fall. A lot of lurking. And none of it finding anything here for Team Liquid. And QZ gets his one important kill, and David Deus realizes he's missed that timing up short, but he communicates it. He still backstabs that second player. And so disaster is avoided for paiN, who get out with a clean enough round, forcing Liquid's first pause.
Okay, so...
And with Liquid's first pause, Harry, sorry to interrupt you,
go.
but Flashy's first chance to chat to the team in an official game. This is the ex-Na'Vi analyst joining Team Liquid. You have any strong thoughts on this? I think it's just what everyone's saying about how, you know, Liquid is the team. Does the team need a strategist, or does it need a mental coach or a hype man or someone who can bring these players together? Because obviously we have some very intelligent players in Team Liquid, but I'm still excited by the prospect of Flashy bringing in things perhaps from the Blade system, taking a lot of experience. He was on Na'Vi when they won the major. So let's see what Flashy brings to the table here.
Yeah, I think at bare minimum it'll be nice to have someone who can kind of cut through the noise. Like, there's a lot of people in this team who are vocal. And sure, I'm not talking about NAF, but you know, like the rest of the gang are pretty vocal players. Nerds requiring a lot of room, having to kind of call his shot, make his plays. Ultimate, a bit the same.
And all passes.
Twists, former, you know, captain, only just handing the reins over to Shui. So two very vocal players there. Let's see, though, this pause gives way to a B pop for Team Liquid, and it's not gone swimmingly.
Bomb's in the site, so this cancellation is impossible. Liquid have to wait for Nerds. That smoke gives him a bit of room, but NQZ's fighting behind it. Nice headshot for David, taking that kill in the apartments. They know where Nerds is. They've got full info with bomb control. How can paiN screw this up? It doesn't feel possible. Warp is gone at least. That opens up fights for Nerds. Fights he might like, but David catches him. Ultimate 1v3, and they trade very well. paiN on the ball with these repeats.
Reaching deep into the strat book there from years ago, though. That's a bit of a Tyloo 2018 bomb out the window.
Throw them the bomb.
Classic.
So we throw them the bomb, then they all rotate, and then we have all the space on A. No, not ideal for Liquid.
At the beginning, I went through, okay? Otherwise, we are doing good, boys, okay? Just keep it up, keep up the comms, more sharp in the freeze time, and just focus up and be in synergy and connect to each other's ideas, okay?
All right, there's a bit of a read into first timeout. But Liquid do fall flat on their face on that buy, so just twists AK here.
Twist's pinky must be getting tired, man. He's been shifting for like 4 rounds.
Walk through it, yeah.
Ooh, they're through.
He saw them.
Zera gets the spot.
Would love an HE right now, wouldn't you? But bullets will have to do.
Is it Davideus? Or is it David? Let's find out. As he takes his clash over towards mid, DGT nails the ramp fights. Those pistols cut down, and now plenty of eyeballs staring into the connector. It is a clean shutdown of that round. Not even a point of damage inflicted on paiN. I actually don't even think Liquid fired a bullet back.
Well, Liquid...
Do you remember a single shot getting fired by the T's?
You remember a Liquid bullet? I don't remember.
But see, paiN Gaming. I remember a paiN Gaming flick.
They probably shot something, you would presume. 4-4 though, and paiN have come back into this map very soon. Oh, and they're playing like it. Fast under clear here for David. Flash is good, and even though Nerds turned, he still can't get back on the angle in time. Biguzera gives it up in mid. They're going to try and get David out. That smoke's not going to do him many favors, but he gets flashed in for more. 2 kills and then damage. That is more than enough for one man. DGT careful, and they really try and force that kill. Caught out on stairs. Ugly spray converted by Nav. 2v2. Liquid have saved themselves.
He's done a really good job to get out of that with a double. Keith provides, but it's going to come down to Roland to help seal the deal here. Snow and NQZ on the lean back over, but NQZ is watching it from afar.
Yeah, Snow can always just wait and peek on the orb. He's re-clearing it now for information, but Liquid are waiting. Paranoia for paiN. Do they feel it? Snow in no hurry to play.
It's no hurry.
Nice. They boost over stairs here. Oh, no, after you.
Oh, come on. See, like, not very vocal, these two.
Yeah, true, true. You could jump over this orb, but are they ready for it? Or is it just a
Playing on a
freebie?
feeling. Let's see. Come on, Keith. You got 2 sick kills in this round, bro. And now smoked over towards the stairs, and QZ loses vision. That's the plant.
Good.
Snow doesn't react, so they will get away with the bomb plant in this 2v2.
There's no reaction. Until there is. Oh, yeah, give it up. And inside the smoke, Naf getting cheeky. I don't know if they saw him there. They look a little bit paranoid. Grenades can come in. Molly's a problem. Naf had to swing there. It didn't even spread, but it looked like it was gonna. Ultimate. Nade goes over. Doesn't buy the fake. Swings late, and they trade. So paiN will pick it up. Well pieced together from a very uncomfortable 2v2.
And this is paiN moving into the lead. And dude, I'm loving how they're playing, right? You kind of envision that with the success this team had in Austin, they would have a kind of rise in confidence. They already play a pretty fearless game of Counter-Strike, but they're bringing that in spades to open up this Cologne run.
Do you want to know what hurts about that for Nav? Because I don't think that Molly, yeah, it doesn't hit him, and it doesn't spread because it's a CT Molly, right? Now it just insta-blooms, and it doesn't get any bigger. So he would have lived, but that's like 20 years of muscle memory of the Molly's going to get bigger. That's what that is. It didn't hit him. They had an HE. They were going to kill him either way, I think, but...
Oh, I mean, I don't know. If he didn't move and the Molly didn't push him out, like maybe they start overcooking.
Well,
Bigazera, though, he's got support from DGT, and they are going to need it. Here's the rest of the gang moving on in. paiN pick the bones of Liquid dry in this round. And since that initial success that Liquid find here on their T side, it has been barren. They've got nothing going thus far.
yeah, the trade work is
full control.
Trade's been really nice for paiN, playing off each other super well, communication good. And this is a team, remember that, you know, like, we got 2 Spanish speakers, 3 Portuguese speakers. They're mixing it up, Harry. They're still keeping it together nicely. Holding a steady lead here this round, worth 2. Liquid, just a flat-out A execute as the mid-smokes fade. They come in into this full stack. 3 players here.
Okay, twist. That's nice. Well, yeah, it was nice. Savor the feeling. It's a one and done.
God.
And QZ takes one of the dome. And so Liquid have not quite a foothold yet, but they have a presence over here towards A. They've got Nerds committed. There's the smokes to buy him some freedom, get him out of the firebox corner. He plays wide past them. And on the fade, trying to follow up on Bigazera down in Con. This is good stuff from Nerds. And QZ and Snow was them who closed out that 2v2 for paiN. But this is a taller task.
They've got the money. They absolutely should go for it. There's no reason to save in this position. Smokes and a kit. Snow moves in. That smoke will force some reaction. Someone's got to check it. Liquid can't just completely ignore this as 2 smokes land on the site. That's a good shot for NQZ. The tap to get maybe one more kill, and Naf will not allow it. Another double from the Palace puts a round into Team Liquid's pocket. Naf's done his work. Nerds too, certainly.
I mean, Naf's looking a lot better on the spray than what we saw towards the end of last season. It felt like this guy couldn't hit a thing, but he's had a couple of shots like this. That's like his second time getting away with that exact type of play out through Palace, where he's peaked on 2 different angles of elevation, has to be quick to react. That's at least promising. Because, you know, he had a pretty sizable break with going out 0-3 after Austin. I know that no one on Liquid took those results well. And so hopefully some time in the lab for Liquid.
Grenades are good for paiN. Thinned out Liquid here. Not very viscous, but high in quantity. Everyone in middle except Naf, they boost up on the outside of window. On that fade, they're going to get a fight.
I mean, mid's just so scary. You're running into these crossfires between Big Azera and Davideus. You even have that NQZ AWP that like floats around and roams to worry about as a potential third piece, and they'll learn about it here.
Saw him as well.
It's nailed on the route up through connector. One back for ultimate. Naf tries to play his hand out on the ramp side, and this AWP still working its way up through connector. That's a big kill for Naf.
Oh god.
Awkward miss.
No.
Ultimate's quick, and so it's just NQZ. They're both low. This is a clutch rolled out in front of him. The AWP might not be the best weapon for the job, though. Holding this long sight line. Naf gives him the fight. Dual Beretta's pulled. What does he want to go with? Is it calmed across the ultimate's damage? No! Swings it out, and ultimate will silence him. Liquid, after a 4-round hiatus, chain together the final 2 and look to level out.
They look like they can go on forever. And it's only the first map.
My brain feels like scrambled eggs after that marathon. Seriously, how do you recover from this?
I don't know, man. Looks like a long run. We need a quick reset.
Hey, cheer up, boys. It's only a best of 5. Refuel yourself.
saucy.
So creamy.
You were talking about the clutch, right?
Yeah. You?
Yeah, I guess.
Anyone's game here on Mirage and maybe Liquid's pick, but paiN brought exactly that on the CT side with a streak of 5 rounds in a row, still supplemented by a Liquid 2v4 to finish things off. Things are getting interesting, things are getting chaotic, and we got more of that all night across this series. Mirage, Dust, and Inferno if we need it. Classic maps in a battle between North and South America, Harry.
All the orange/yellow maps, depending on your digital vibrancy.
Is it Inferno orange?
Kinda.
It's kind of brown.
Pretty orange.
It's more orange than Nuke. I'll give you that. Naf on this B site. They look to abuse him. What's he got? Full blind.
Started the series off well.
Oh,
nearly the recovery.
he's on his own. No support. So Liquid going to have to do this 4v4 without a kit. Good luck.
And Nurse is very far away. He was pushed up in the Palace, so only just beginning that rotate around now. For Liquid to be at full strength in this retake, going to take them a little while. And with no kit present, that's a problem.
It's the swing. Need some help for paiN here. Player in the corner gets hung out to dry. Backside, NQZ on his own, 1v3, and they run him down. The Dualies just do the work. Nerds, Twist, and Shui all find impact on that post plant, picking up the pistol for Liquid.
That was the best ugly pistol you've seen in a minute.
I think paiN
felt like Liquid were losing.
paiN kind of threw that, to be honest. They had a player trapped D-box, I think it was DGT, and then no one re-peeked off his contact. He's able to get shots out, jump in the air, and no one even swung. Seems like they were super scared of the short and apps.
I feel like everyone, it took the full mag for every kill with the exception of that closing one on NQZ. Well, that's nice.
We'll take it. Oh, the nades in window. Good luck. No. One missed. It would have killed Nerds.
That went in, yeah.
And there's 2 window. To think they don't get a kill when there's 2 window. I like the strap, but gotta hit the nade, I guess. Yeah. Nerds is fine on the MP7.
So, bro, you're the one who kind of got us into this gun in the first place.
Ultima's probably just playing it for the money for AWP anyway. And I mean, paiN are delaying the inevitable in a round like this. Waiting out Liquid before they re-swing middle, but there's still plenty of players nearby. As David tries to make noise towards B, drawing Naf back. Ultimate should have mid on lock. Doesn't even need help. 5 alive there for Liquid as paiN come in with a buy.
I mean, this is a crazy spot for Liquid to arrive at. They come into this series matchup versus paiN, one where even going back like a year, Liquid would have been deemed favorites. That's no longer the case. paiN having overtaken them, Liquid kind of falling into obscurity. This was supposed to be a paiN matchup. And so this is where we can see, if in that time away, Liquid have been able to reinvent themselves. They're in the lead for now, and if they win this first rifle round, they start moving towards the win on Mirage.
Would be a 6-loss streak in series. Of course, this is just one step, but I feel like Liquid need their map pick for the mental more than anything. Nerds in spot a bother in middle, grenade out under, could be high value, but they go back the way of Nerds as well. 3 players on half. Still, paiN sit with the advantage. window control. Naf denies Big Azera the cross. There's another player though, and Naf is not ready. Twist tries to get vengeance. Snow's cross. He doesn't need this fight right now. He's got 4 nades and great position. paiN can play off it. Meanwhile, there's a flank through spawn. Sooner Ultimate can get here, the better, but paiN is starting to move through connector. He might miss this by seconds.
Still footsteps heard by Shui. He knows they're coming towards his A site, but Ultimate, yeah, that timing is well and truly gotten away from him. He's now on for the retake with twists.
Nice.
Denied with 20 seconds left. Shui can't find any more, but he's done a lot of damage. He's given Liquid a reason to go for this. Second attempt at the plant denied. Ultimate farming on the MP7. NQZ's got 10 seconds to try and save paiN in this round. Just Ultimate left there. And he wrestles with that AK to keep it down. Clutch walked over the line by NQZ. And that is a backbreaker of a round. A must win for paiN to keep closing the net around Team Liquid.
A roller coaster of a round where Liquid twice over dropped the bomb despite mistiming in middle. Put themselves in a perfect position with 10 seconds, but it's Twist fighting, leaving his teammate trapped on his own, committed, and he can't convert the kill. Huge clutch for NQZ to re-inspire paiN back on this T side, winning their first in the half. It's a really awkward round to lose there for Liquid. Dude, the MP7 is going to be meta though. I'm just going to, it is actually really good, especially with the MP9 nerf. To be fair, I think it's way better on T sides right now anyway, where the MP9 doesn't matter. But like T side second round, where Nerds uses it a lot, it's really good. But if we're going to start seeing it, it just has range. It has lots of range. You can still run and gun. You can burst at range. Mark my words. We're going to see a bit more of this weapon.
And I mean, there were even some early adopters of the MP7 prior to the MP9,
Simple.
but one of them even in the server.
Simple loved it back in the day. Oh, did he see him? No, he definitely didn't. Nerds creeps up top mid, hiding inside of the top mid smoke. B-pop.
Up here, but spotted out on shore. That's a lineup for him in the apartments. Gonna try and reposition here, get himself tucked in under the window, catch them as they drop into his bomb site. Naf gets out with a double kill. They do lose twists in that crossing. But they've got Nerds hot on the heels of this B play through the apartments. The rest of Liquid waiting back in the market, ready to go. And so it feels like it's only a matter of time. They're just waiting for this flank to arrive.
They held him though.
But Nerds has been tagged up. He was being considered. It's Shui to push out and make the play, separating that bomb from Big Azera and paiN.
And that should be it. I mean, he can walk the walk around CT, but with 25, this isn't going to happen. No way you can plant. And so Liquid do respond to that clutch round in the previous, not letting it build into something else. Nice double from Naf as well. Love that reposition. Gets below the player on apartments. Able to get 2 kills. Again, he's being left alone in a lot of these rounds. Still able to hold at least for 1 and often 2. Liquid feeling good. 9-7 up and broken economy here. Tattered for paiN. Just this AK save.
DGT is part of this run out through the apartments. They're going to try and take lower control with the rifle. Hope is DGT can just work a couple of kills on the AK and try to siphon some guns for the rest of his team. They're letting him lead the charge in these fights. They're going to try and put him in positions to succeed. A little gimmicky boost here. And that will net them that first kill.
It's an unorthodox
from
angle.
the hero gun. Up over on the ticket booth. Ultimate has just missed the timing on that rifle, making it across. Seems aware of the possibility, but it's unconfirmed. Will nail the shot. This is why they let DGT play at the front of the pack, right? That gun gets passed on to the next in line. Davideus picks it up. bigazera also retrieves that M4 from the window.
Twist is about to rotate into one as well. They may be flooding A. Shui's got it on lock. And Twist, hey, cleared the corner, but none of this matters. The bomb's been lost in A. Shui on ramp with Ultimate drawing them in. The captain puts this round to rest. And bigazera, a bridge too far, looks for kills on the way out. Liquid giving him nothing. 15 seconds, they could kill him after time, but Ultimate just sinks the bullet straight into his chest, and Liquid find 10 rounds. Another buy coming here from paiN, and it's got to start now. Liquid with both pistols confirmed and converted in this map have made use of those early leads.
I mean, you know, even for paiN, when you think about their major run, Mirage was not a big part of it. This was one of the maps that sealed their fate in that semi-final. And they'd only ever played it 2 other times at the major itself. So must have been aware this would be a soft spot that teams might look to use against them. Right now, Liquid are.
Splitting this A side, bigazera and David. Twist gets aggressive and catches him behind that smoke, and he lived to tell the tale though. Yes, he can. Doubled up for Twist. That is this round falling apart at the seams, and with Nerds getting aggressive just as well. Oh, careful. Break on the smoke opens up an entry, but still Palace control maintained. Nerds on the balcony with the orb by his side. paiN have to win some unfavorable fights here. Climbing over this smoke, Ultimate ready to repeak on his team's flash. Easily done. Snow, 5 and 12. He's had trouble in this map, and it's not going to get any easier. Liquid onto 11, and paiN with nothing to show in this T side. They are broke.
Yeah, important Liquid go on to close that. I think that would have been a very tilting round. Pretty sure Twist just ran after
ran back into the molly.
And so it's like, if you lose that, I think you're testing the limits of the mental of Team Liquid. But they hold on, faith in everyone else.
He got his.
And that's what matters. At the end of the day, as long as you get yours and everyone else gets theirs, you'll win the round.
Yeah, exactly. You're relying on a lot there. You're relying on everyone else.
I mean, this was unexpected as well for your paiN. Twist has not been having a very fun time in this game so far. And so expecting him to go on a jaunt out through the catwalk, roaming for not 1, but 2 kills in mid. You could feel they thought he'd fallen back there away from the catwalk, taken the 1 and done.
With that molly as well. He's ahead of it. All right,
so back down to these pistols now for paiN.
Ultimate, this is his map right now. 19 and 9. This is the map in the major where against Mouse he went absolutely crazy on CT Mirage AWP, and almost kept them in that map for elimination. Very comfortable here. He is in the wrong position now, though. It's going to be a flat out A hit with Liquid having to play retake. Don't want to give them guns. So Liquid pull back. give away everything. Nice grenade for Nerds. While paiN have position, they don't have weaponry.
Big tag, but just not enough to find Shuey as he rears up over the top of Ticket. Nerds is executing these players that made it across towards jungle and con, and it's only Amadeus left standing, and not for long. Team Liquid pull up onto map point.
And it hasn't even looked hard on the second half. Sure, there was a nice streak in there on paiN's CT side, but Liquid haven't broken a sweat since swapping over. That one round that felt like it was going to be consequential, where Twist and Ultimate lose the 2v1 to NQZ, doesn't matter. They immediately respond. They're on a streak of 4 now. paiN have another full buy. But this is Liquid with 5 chances to close out their pick in this series. Is it going to be that easy, or will they make a meal out of it?
And QZ tries to go fast into middle and put that AWP to work, but they run into this double hold. Active stuff from Nerds and Twists, but no good deed going unpunished. It's a keen trade for DGT. That double mid push might have netted some early success, but now the area of the map goes entirely quiet, and in that silence, Big Azair has made it up into the window.
Yeah, this is nice. It's not rushing the play either. Shui's just rotated. Silent on both sides, neither having information. And this is an interesting gamble to make. When Naf has cleared upper B, Shui still believes he can come up the short side because mid is open. That's not the case. This is... Wait, he left the bomb. So someone from mid's got to go back.
Oh, is Naf about to uncover that, or does he go lower?
DGT reset top mid. He didn't take the bomb. Did he think he took it? I think he must have.
55 seconds
no
left.
one's thinking
Penny is
about
the drop
this.
because right now they're all just holding.
They're clearing A. They don't have the bomb. This might not matter, but for paiN it certainly does. Liquid shooting them in the legs. And, I mean, DGT doesn't want to leave. He doesn't want to abandon his teammate. They have to get some fights off, and they're just getting massacred right now. DGT now realizing, but it is too little. It is too late. He's got a path to B. That's all he's got. That's a disaster. I mean, he's got a chance to win this 1v3, but he has to be decisive. He has to plant immediately. Grenades will buy him time.
Oh, he holds on to the util. Uses it instead to block off Market.
You got to stick it. You got to stick it.
So there's the fake plant.
Time.
That's let them get even closer.
What?
It's another fake. And I don't think he's got that. Team Liquid. That's how they walk it over the line in the most liquid way you've ever seen. It's DGT handing over that 3v1. And now they lock in Mirage. That's their pick in this series. A good start as well from Nafly, someone who we will be looking to show some improvements here in a new season in the Liquid jersey. Now the question becomes, can they keep it up?
I tried to bench. One bench. I'm dead. I killed there's one more stairs. Careful sandwich.
We're still in the round, okay?
Wait, take it up, guys. He knows about me. He knows about me.
I'm smoking now.
I can flash in front of you, guy.
Flash.
Flash CT.
Get ready to molly and flash, guys.
I'm molly.
Molly and flash.
I'm flashing. Flash.
There's only one molly.
Only one.
Stairs.
Oh, that's the one.
There's no consmoke, guys.
Nice, guys.
I don't see CT. I don't see CT at all.
One more city,
Off alive.
open, for sure.
I'm planting, guys.
Book side.
I'm playing first,
I am
guys.
ready for the smoke, boys. Book ramp.
Top ticket, top and inside the smoke.
Nice!
Let's go.
Great key.
Nice,
That's
that's
city
CT.
off. City off. Cure firebox.
I'm flashing. I'm trying to pick a root.
He could recon jungle. He could go jungle. Just try to get your...
I'm pretty sure he's going jungle. I'm just planting. Play for yourself, Keith.
CT! CT, I'm trying to watch it.
Nice! Sick! Well played, Keys. Good job, boys.
Cross way.
Ramp smoke faded.
I'm only stairs.
They're chilling right now, boys. I'm going back.
Dead one.
Okay.
One more dead.
Nice, nice.
Nice, Camille.
Dead.
Nice, Camille.
He's outside. Yeah. He's kitchen.
Jungle.
I have
15
him now.
seconds. 15 seconds.
I have
We
him.
don't have to force it yet.
He wants to die. He has no armor.
Nice.
Nice, Camille.
Sick. Good shit, guys.
Can I defuse round, please? You have too many kills already. Please.
Yeah.
Please.
Sorry, I'm busy.
We had a lot of questions coming into this game between Team Liquid and paiN Gaming. One team having struggled a lot lately and another team performed at a very high level at the recent major. In this game though, just it wasn't really the case to be said, right? It felt like Liquid were the better team and paiN Gaming couldn't get it going.
Yeah, I mean, when we're looking at Team Liquid, we had a lot of questions about them as well. You know, they bombed out the major. They went 0-3 in their group. Granted, that last one that knocked them out was against Mouse, but looking here, they look a lot better. We just came out of the FaZe game, and I was, you know, didn't have a chance to say about FaZe on Ancient. Their timings, their groupings looks really good together. Liquid are kind of getting there a little bit right now, dare I say. I don't want to, you know, jump the gun. It's a best of 3. We're going to see another map. There were some questionable occasions when it came down to their strats and why they'd start doing some things when they're winning. So it's with simple things, you know, walk out A, do these simple A splits. It's Mirage, and it starts to work, and then they just decide to overcomplicate things.
Listen,
why?
you're a tough man to
Please, yes.
to win over, to be completely honest. However, are you impressed with what you saw from Team Liquid, or is it more so the case of paiN not really playing up to par?
No, I saw a lot of good moments from Team Liquid where we got to see them close out many rounds. For example, I mean, we saw there in the replays the ultimate clutch on round 12. They, you know, even the rounds that they did lose, they lost round 9 they were down 3 versus 5, basically 20 seconds around. They bring it to a 2-on-2, a very winnable situation. They had the Nap and Twist bailing them out on round 2 in a 2 versus 4. Like all these situations happening, but it's like they look so well when they're closing out the rounds. All they have to do is put themselves into that situation. So when I see them on, for example, round 6, they just decide to overcook everything.
Yeah, and you don't like when people overcook, do you now? Tell me, round 6, you have it right here.
It's just like rubbery steak right now, you know? So basically at the start of this round, they open with middle smokes, and then they do a second set at about minute 20 to take middle, and then they fake A shortly after that. But look at how split and spread out they are. There's one like all the way up short, another guy's still like trailing by ladder room, another guy's still running from T-spawn to the apartments, another guy's out upper B. It just doesn't really make sense what's going on in these situations, and they don't give themselves the chance to be able to kind of like pounce together and just execute everything that they need to execute. Whereas like the previous 5 rounds before that, it was just simple, just smoke A, go A, or take middle and then split A.
And what's the story that we have around 6, you know, not necessarily satisfied with what you saw around 7, the beginning of that, the same case?
Round 7 is just right out of round 6, right? They overcook things. So they go into something that's super basic, but they buy an op on ultimate, right? And they try to fake middle default, have one guy go there and go straight into a B exec, but it's like, well, what's the point in buying this op and all these nades and doing all this stuff, coming out of this huge momentum lead? This A split stuff was working really well, and then you go straight into what, like a first timing basically B exec and don't even get to shoot that op at all. And Ultimate was having a great game, so it's like, why, you know, I don't know. These are just things that bug me.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that bugs you, you know, spending some time with you get to know that. I like the angle, though. I like the fact that we can pinpoint, you know, that yes, they won 13-7, but they weren't perfect. However, to switch it to a bit of a more positive note, Nerds, a point of conversation coming into the game as well. I feel like him joining Team Liquid by many was seen as a great signing. He's been struggling a little bit, finding his footing, obviously in a team that wasn't really surrounding him with great character. Now, this game, he was looking great, and I guess that is the talisman for Team Liquid. When Nerds is playing well, they do have firepower to be up there.
Yeah, when I bring up these rounds, it's like they won in spite of these mistakes because like if you look at all the other situations they're in, when it came down to the 3 versus 3s, the 2 versus 2s, when it came down to the mid-rounding, that's something that they haven't been great at in, you know, when they're in Austin, for example. They were losing a lot of those types of situations, but here they still have that confidence. They're looking like they're moving more together. They're waiting to be grouped before they start doing their timings. Before, I would see them trickling in places. Like one guy is like 20 steps ahead of the next guy and they just kind of trickle in and bleed out. Here it looked a lot better as a team. We saw the confidence from the players, and then we saw when things would go well for them, then they were able to build off of that. They would have the economy to do more gun rounds. They'd have the confidence winning a duel to go for more fights together, and you know, they looked more cohesive as a unit.
You spoke about the game in the Austin Major as well, where they went out to Mouse. I remember one player in particular who stood out in that game, and that was Ultimate. He kept them alive again and again and again on Mirage. Another great showing here from Ultimate on Mirage. Is he finally turning it around and maybe becoming the player that Team Liquid thought they signed in the beginning?
It's interesting to see kind of like his ups and his downs, his highs and his lows, because
very inconsistent, yeah?
Yeah, he is. And I don't know if it's necessarily about his style or his gameplay, or if that's just Liquid as a whole. And it feels to me that it's more about Liquid as a whole than it is about him as an individual. And I talked about this before we actually saw the game as well. They need to have a cohesive overall vision for how they want to kind of play the game as a team. And then within those rounds, the micro needs to be there, that they all have that collective goal of, hey, we're working towards this goal, and you know, we're going at this tempo this round. Like, we can't have one guy full sprinting and another guy's shift walking around and going for like this super late lurk, because that doesn't really have any cohesive element to it. So when we look at Ultimate here, yeah, he can hit those shots, and when his teammates aren't flying around dying, and when they're not calling this B exec where he doesn't even get to shoot us up, he can look really damn good.
He can look really damn good, especially on Mirage. Now, question is, can they transfer that level of play into Dust 2? Because I'm looking at the results here in front of me. Team Liquid, historically speaking, haven't been playing well in Dust 2. We have to go all the way back to April since the last time they won a competitive game on Dust 2. And dare say it, paiN Gaming showed us during the major that they played Dust 2 at a very high level.
Yeah, the Dust 2 question is going to be whether or not they can just figure out which areas they want to control, because paiN is good at the map. And when I watch Liquid playing at the major, they're just trying to take too many fights and spread out way too far. And again, it's about hitting the timings, doing the simple things. If they're able to do the simple things and be able to get out of this like set play heavy thing where it's like, okay, they do one of two things, right? They do the default, and then the mid round gets a little bit weird because they have too many ideas, or they do a set play, but then they lose a player early or something happens where they cancel the strat and they try to make a new plan, but there's no new plan and everyone just scatters around and does stuff at different paces. If they eliminate those two issues, then they have a chance against paiN here on Dust 2, because Dust 2 was basically the go-to map for them to get as far as they did at the major. So it's going to be tough, and this is definitely a punish pick from paiN against Liquid. It's like twofold.
That's one of the things that paiN does so well. They're very good in the T side to construct map control. You know, they're very good at taking long control, then I guess slow out the round and really make Team Liquid, in this case, you know, second guess themselves. So I'm very curious to see whether or not they have reactions, if they can allow themselves to be maybe semi-aggressive in the middle of the rounds, especially on the CT side, or if we're going to see a Team Liquid losing another game on Dust 2. As I said, they haven't won the map since April this year, so it's going to be a tough one for Team Liquid. By all means, it does look like a 1-1, but let's see after the break on Dust 2.
From humble beginnings in Hanover to greatness in Katowice, our journey is our legacy. As we arrive at what we thought was our peak, we instead discover a whole new chapter.
This man, you know, it might not have worked back on Falcons, but now he has the individuals to do it. But here it comes right back. Are we getting forced by wars? Well, Kaspersky says no for now.
Oh, the bomb is on the floor right now. That's a huge problem. Don't know if that's really identified here by the A main aggression, but it does seem like that at least is going to force a recovery. I mean, it's going to take time to go and grab that bomb. And there's still a player inside of A main here. We're just going to fall off the aggression here. LNT going to be pressing forward, though, into the open. Long-range duel versus Wrinkle. Doesn't want to test it, though.
Sparks is already here. Oh, already seen. Kaspersky smokes off CT. And looking for the buy on LNZ, but he's only 42 HP. Smokesman could get him, but Ujerks has got one back. Linus, here we go. Everyone trying to close in at once, creating chaos, but Ujerks is holding on for his team. Snappy's got the headshot, and the force buy will be vanquished. Youngstar with no kit and little HP. And it will be 3-1. It will be NIP setting down stakes on Ancient.
Yeah, finally able to do it. Put it into these force buy wars that have been coming through there. A rifle to recover for Youngstar. Has to back out of this round. Have to get through the sludge of that A site, despite the heroics that come through there. Trying to play past the smoke. Snappy also has to push this. They're actually going to give Youngstar a chance to find some shots here.
Good, I am out.
You got to chase him down. That bomb is so deadly.
He's dead though as well.
Youngstar's gone.
Oh boy.
Everyone falls.
And Snappy. Oh, he's looking at his opponents while he's talking. He's not looking at his teammates saying, nice boys. He's hoping they hear him. Ujerks here. Lifesaver off the Mac 10.
Nice exits. Nice. Important, youngster. Important.
Nice exits. Oh, but this might be some good enough exits to call in another force buy here.
No way!
The force buy wars were over. They never end here on the B stream. Not between these two teams.
The idea of an eco, that is for cowards. These two teams, they are real gladiators.
Oh.
Linus is burning. He'll extinguish. And surely this is where it ends.
Oh my god.
Oh, Youngstar just gets
firing squad.
He was getting spammed as well from Wrinkle 2. Like, there was nowhere for Youngstar.
No exits this time. They make sure to do everything in their power to eliminate him early. There's still a bit of a B-side lean here. A call made out by Heroic, a little bit risky, but on the money. Extra resources here into what will be an execution towards this B-side. They're going to aggress.
Oh, but Wrinkle up on the boost. Possible to be hit off MP9, and then there's a triple off the lineup. And it's Grix 1v5. And I'm sure Snappy will have something to say about this force buy.
Heroic want to be NIP so bad. They force buy over and over again, and here it's going to lead them into a very challenging start into this map. This time only a single MP9 saved over. Not enough damage to continue the conversation. And Crick's going to hold on. Just wait for this.
Liquid surprise with a win on map 1. That's their pick of Mirage, but now we head to Dust 2. This is the pick of paiN Gaming, and one where they should feel right at home. For Team Liquid, the problems here have been running deep for a long while. Recent form is not good for them on this map, but even if you look back kind of over the last year or so, it doesn't get much prettier. This has been a tough map for Team Liquid throughout multiple versions of their rosters. And so this, I guess, is the real spirit test for Team Liquid, and just how deep the improvements run after the player break.
Yeah, hot start for Liquid for sure, but you got to long it out over a series, and paiN know just how bad this has been. They're coming in on the T side, calling their own game, and I want to see a little bit more from some of these stars of paiN. There were glimmers, moments in that last map, but not the reliability we saw in Austin.
No, I think the expectation here is this is where paiN turn it around. Bring themselves back in to this series.
Shui rightly moving over to A. They've got a double B set up with the smoke and the Julies, and paiN go for the long control. Twists here. Can he get anything? Dropping that smoke would be nice. 3 players. Twist grabs the headshot. He hears that bomb tumble down as well. Twist off of the flash, looking for more. His teammate gets domed on the corner. So it's all Twist or it's nothing here in this pistol round. Maybe it is the former. 2 kills, 3 for DGT, and that rotation is cut off. Liquid don't jump it. Naf can flank Cat, but there is no kit right now for Liquid. If that bomb makes it over, and it seems like it will, this could be a done deal.
They can react around the plant. They know there's a fight available somewhere. And so when they hear that bomb get planted, that's when Naf plays his hand out through short. Just DGT.
Wow.
Would have needed the ace clutch to win that, but no chance with Naf on the drive-by dual Berettas.
Yeah, he didn't lead in kills in last map. He was 3rd, but it felt like he had a lot of impact. He was left alone on B on CT a lot. Got a couple of multi-kills that really changed the tide for Liquid. What a great start to this game for Naf to keep it up into a second map. Yeah. Definitely the biggest problem piece of this Liquid squad this year. But in this series, not been the case. Triple for DGT goes
for
nowhere.
A bit of Keith Glazing, because for the longest time everyone was going, come on man, it's getting really hard now to say I'm a napper. Like, I feel like I'm self-reporting that I don't have good taste or something, please. But he's really looking good.
Twist as well, double out on the long side. The Canadians give Liquid a pistol. Even DGT sharpshooting not enough, but he is gifted an AK. Thanks to his hard work. Oh, well, he was. NQZ will take it now. Nerd spams him through the smoke. Not many options here for paiN to find picks as Liquid fall back into their setup. Cat or mid to B. Lots of util for paiN. Options are available. So they go up Cat, they swing wide. Ultimate sees that bomb. Flash is not too helpful, but he peeks after the fact and he puts 2 down.
It's more like it. Even knows about the presence of Big Azera there. And so here's... well, their captain, rather, is chased down. Snow, 1v5 as this begins. That's 5. Now he's got it into a 1v4. 4. And 4. What a round from Ultimate. Lovely 3K. To quickly deal with that investment from paiN.
Yeah, Liquid walk in here. Straight up 2-0. paiN got a little eco to Brunt. Never going to count paiN out of comeback in this map, though, that's for sure, just given both teams' track record on Dust being completely different. Even a strong start for Liquid, they can't get ahead of themselves. And converting on your pistol is one thing, but a gun round going to be a lot more tricky when paiN have utility and are all armed. No, it's simply done in middle. Lots of rifles just forcing these kills in mid. I like that they're cycling smokes up on short. Forcing paiN to kind of fight middle. That's exactly what Liquid want right now. Nerd should have another. Rips off NQZ. And Twist cleans up the last. So Liquid, flawless, 3-0. And I think the same kind of thing can be said about Liquid that we said about FaZe in the last series, although it's coming from a different place in the, hey, if Liquid come into this competition, they start strong, they run through stage 1, they look good in their opening 2-3 games, well, who's to say that this team can't bounce back and have a decent run at Cologne? Because the potential has always been there on this roster. We just haven't seen it actualized. And even when I say that, they made playoffs at Melbourne.
True. They did. But then throughout, bombed out every other.
Yeah. No, but
so
I more just mean the potential of this roster is there.
No, 100%. And it was nice hearing from Nerds saying since the break, he feels like for the first time they're playing like a team.
Oh my god, through the smoke of Molly with the flash. And he grabs a headshot, climbing that box wrong.
Far better look from Twists as well. Him and Naf combining for these kills out in mid. Is Twist going to keep going with the aggression? That's mad. He's got this little lip of smoke to play around, looking for the cross at lower.
He's going to
Zara's going to go back in. Going back for the cross, second time. Nearly costs him, but big Zara.
Clears that.
Spot Twists. Deals with one of these problem pieces out in mid. Naf, this is a pretty tall task. A miss from the AWP gave him a chance.
Run B now.
And then here where Shui's likely to come from. Two players holding onto the catwalk, but things can still get weird here. That's the AWP locked in this fight. That's also the bomb dropped in lower. Shui slicing and dicing them apart. He's done a lot of damage, but he can't finish his meal. Davideus taps him out. And a sigh of relief for paiN as they save themselves shy of giving that 3v1 over.
NT for Shui. Lots of damage, as you say. Just couldn't get a finishing kill, knowing that bomb could escape at any moment, feeling like he has to re-peak. He has to take those fights. Important round for paiN. Even though, like, a little micro there for DGT, the way he's climbing Xbox is just the worst way. You got to do it like Donkey. You got to, double mouse wheel, look at the ground, pop your head up. He's jumping up fully open to catwalk, his head just exposed to Twist. It's a weird mistake to see. But paiN still get out with the round. Orb waiting patiently for a B pick. Naf and Nerds flashing in, but the flash is deep, and it's Naf who pays the price, not Nerds. Very lucky to be alive. paiN tempted by this mid to B now. The smoke hits Twist, but he still swings out and keeps it going. Another double kill for Twists.
I mean, look, with Mirage out of the way and Liquid haven't won it, I'll say it, Twist, I feel like if I'm him, I'm getting giga tilted with some of the deaths he was having there on that map.
Oh,
took him a while to come alive, but here on Dust 2, Twists has had a far better showing, just a better time in these fights.
Oh,
will get wrecked there, sure, but he's got support available. They play the trade. Shui keeps Liquid safe and sound.
Is he saving? Thought he'd go for the cat fight at least, but by this point now Shui's backed up and Big Azera will do the same. I'm just hearing Snappy shout. That sounds like Snappy. Yelling heroic down.
The shout something very long, whatever that sentence
He's like
was.
trolling them. He keeps trying. He keeps like calling them out by name, telling them how good and how impactful their exit kills are. But this has been a respectful matchup between these two teams. No one offering to throw anything out there. Liquid, they got to focus inwards.
You mean, shit talk wise?
No, I mean physically,
okay, right.
like, you know, lobbing bottles at each other.
No, I mean, that would be wild, right?
Is it in the rulebook? I don't know. I don't know.
I had to guess. That's
Can you throw full bottles across the table? Look, I'm not saying you can. I'm just saying I don't know.
Graham Pitt, let us know.
He's going to find the section in the rulebook. Do not hurl.
It's a bit of a silly ask, I'm aware.
Objects. Probably admins scrambling right now, adding it.
Shit, they finally found out. Anything goes. It's anything goes, Counter-Strike.
Coach can have a water gun.
Or a real one.
Well,
that would change the nature of the game.
That would change the nature, yeah. Timeouts would be a lot more threatening. paiN have long control for the first time in a gun round, if you want to call it that, because there's a gun in this round, and it's put to use immediately. Big Azera finding Shui. Now, they are trapped in it long, but this could still go wrong for Nerds, who's flanking, because there's a player late in spawn. Ultimate trying to stop this A attack, does hit a tag, and Nerds does stop Snow coming back late from B. There's another double for Twist. He's the double man right now. Dishing him out. That's got to be at least 3 double kills in this game.
Yeah, he's twice the man I am. That's crazy. Double kills across the board from Twist.
It's good.
And it feels like it's on rails for him. You know, it's not like he's going into these fights and he's expecting multiple targets there. He's having a flick between them. These have been a couple of keen lineups thanks to his aggressive moves, catching paiN in these horrible little conga lines.
Nice shot.
See, they just imagine how the gun thing really would change the vibe. When that glass goes down.
Aiming right at you.
Oh.
Oh, needed that, and NQZ provides. Nerds caught out in middle. And you just have to hit the mid to be here, I think, if you're paiN, even if you don't want to, because it's so early in the round, but you know you have Liquid uncomfortable. They're holding for re-aggro. Shui dead as DGT. Patience pays off. Naf still alone at B. No one can rotate right now. They have eyes on mid. So really, we're looking at Naf with a multi-kill, and even 2 might not be enough. He's going to meet his team in middle, but now realizes they're walking out upper.
That's a huge pickup for NQZ. Even more from him in middle. The lineup for Naf.
Close.
He can't quite convert on it. Twist has been Mr. Multi-kill in this game, but a 1v4 is a very tall order. He's going to go searching for the AWP. This, okay, is going to get it, but he's not ready for the re-swing out on Cat. DGT quick to close the deal on that round.
I like what paiN did there, because after they got the pick and they knew that Liquid couldn't rotate because they had the AWP in middle, they were setting up for B, about to hit the side, but they still had a lurker to stop re-aggression, because Liquid, if they can't rotate mid, they have to either push Cat or they have to push long. And so DGT punishes long, NQZ punishes mid, and then they go, hey, we still know there's only one B. We're just going to 3v1 him. So patient for paiN, but still decisive enough to play off of that entry kill. Ultimate just misses him lower. Oh. Oh, Nerds again. That's 3rd time. And it's not the charm.
No. Feeding the NQZ AWP is a dangerous game as well. When this guy gets the ball rolling on those openers, it can start to feel very relentless. I feel like you've been kind of fortunate thus far. I hadn't seen NQZ get away with as many of his opening kills that you know this guy for on the AWP. But in these last few rounds, Nerds trying his hand at this fight fairly consistently is given NQZ a guaranteed good fight to take on the AWP.
Drop spawn. He's just sitting in the smoke. This is weird. Sui's going to push on the flank. Any steps made and the jig is up. They're going to speed up towards B. Twist, not another double, surely, as Naf protects him by his side. There's the flank off the smoke push. And David is lost to the wind here, down in CT spawn. Does catch Twist, trying to escape this B bomb side, but with no bomb, there's no round win. There's nothing available. Snow, 1v3. They're just not giving it over. Blocked at the door. And Liquid, a lights out CT side pieced together right now. 6 already and more to find. Snow just wants to live.
Counter-terrorists win.
Are they back?
They could very much be. I mean, coming into this series, going off the numbers, paiN were the favorites. You know, that's after their success back at the major, as we talk about. But even kind of thinking, like, the map pool for Liquid, man, it shrunk down so much. It wasn't really a pool. It was
puddle.
It was. I'm hesitant to even say a puddle. It was like just a couple of drips. It felt like
it was
for Liquid.
undrained bathwater.
Yeah, and you know, they had a lot to go and look at during the time away if they wanted to get themselves back to the level you associate with Team Liquid. And coming into this, Vito, you kind of expected Dust 2 to come up, just with how bad Liquid have looked on this map. The results haven't been there. And even the fact that it used to feel like they at least played close games here on Dust 2, even that moniker started to get away from them. So showing up with a game like this is no small feat for Team Liquid. We've had everyone performing. Ultimate and Naf really taking ownership alongside Nerds eventually of Mirage. Here on Dust 2, it's the Twists highlight reel that's helped get them to this 6-2 start.
And he was bottom performer on Mirage, so a big swing back into first place here. Double AWP, locking down B-side, and Ultimate with long info still. He's going to get one shot off. With no flash, you would expect it to just be a 5v4. Well, there it is, 5v3, and Ultimate, even if he wants can re-peek, he'll choose to go back, play it safe. Make paiN work for it. Molly holds Snow back, low health, can't go through. Smoke to cross, Ultimate allowed to reposition, and Shui just popping him through it alongside the AW. 1v5. And
oh, he's so blind. And there we go. It was only a matter of time.
Boa Corralio.
A flawless round for Team Liquid, continuing to build upon this lead. Outside of these rounds where NQZ's been able to find some success on his AWP, there hasn't been a lot in this for paiN.
Yeah, it's been a rough showing for paiN. I mean, they came off the back of a pretty poor tournament in Belgrade.
I don't imagine that did wonders for the confidence. You semi-final at a major, go to the Fisher event after the player break, bomb out, and then rock up to Cologne in the play-in as your next tournament.
The best warm-up, for sure. Against a Team Liquid that, yes, have been struggling, but also have a lot to prove, and you know they would have been working hard during this player break, given, you know, not only did they have a bad season, but then they even skipped that Belgrade event that we talked about. So they wanted to level up for Cologne specifically. It's a very deep lurk smoke that will not do a thing to Nerds. One AWP remains here for Liquid. Still tunneled in on B. And this does seem like the best chance here for paiN with, despite Liquid having that info in short right now, paiN have full long control. They can just walk in and stroll up towards the A site. This might actually be a retake round here for Liquid, who don't look like they want to move any further. They are happy with their position on short. Shui committed.
He is very committed to this fight. And as they flash him off the angle, that one just gets offered up for free. Support is a long way away, but Twists
felt like it
needed to be another multi-kill. Naf just has to back on up and try and save this AWP.
Really good call for paiN, because after they found Ultimate, they know they can walk out long. You saw no one even jiggled or jumped out long or had to flash it. They know there's no AWP there. They can just creep out long doors. They could walk all the way to the cross, then they flash Sui, who's on the wide angle, and no chance to get out. He just has to spray and pray. And so paiN can easily make that round happen with a single flashbang. It's well played to realize the gap they had.
Terrorists win.
All right, 5 would be enough here for paiN to make a case for it on this T side.
I mean, you feel in these rounds for paiN, a very, very consistent player in them has been NQZ. Even there, smoke blowing open, that's that one kill on the AWP through middle and kind of helps tee up paiN to turn that one back around. Good that he still has this AWP. QZ walks the line down through mid again, looking for more of these openers. But look, if one thing's been clear for Liquid, it's that they don't want to fight him with the AWP in middle. And so this time they go a bit more lax. There's no early duel for the paiN AWP. paiN spot this though, right? With how often they've been getting fights in middle, the absence of one is kind of just as notable. And so they do set their sights early on that mid control. After getting mollied out, they're aware the defense could have shuffled, so a bit of a change of heart here. They'll group up in the tunnels. Looking for a B split at paiN.
Naf and Nerds tested inside of B. Not seen this go down like this. Nerds has often just been out on a limb in middle. Door smoke coming in as the mid to B happens. And Liquid are stuck in their ways. They can't move out of position right now. Naf baiting them in for Nerds. Needs that attention drawn. Twist gets the lurk kill, but Naf still in this B bomb site. Can he find one more? Yes, he can. Bomb is loose. This is awkward and lower, but it should be fine with 20 seconds and that bomb loose on the B bomb site.
Naf, I thought he was going to get aggressive. I was going to say that's mad, but
yeah.
Decides against it, knows that time is not on the side of NQZ. And so the B hold withstands that play from paiN. Still bait and switch setup between Nerds and Naf.
Bit of a limp round, really. Mid to B smoke comes out and they just walk out upper. Nothing too special with Liquid having two players in the bomb side. That's an easy hold.
It was nice to see the B hole get tested, though. I think that like Nerds and Naf have lent over towards B a few times, especially when they get Nerds off of the mid fight. But usually they either haven't found anyone or it's been kind of solo plays. That was the first time that you really saw like the synergy between the two of them tested. I guess outside of that attempt to double swing tunnels where NQZ wrecked them. But nice to see it can stack up. And that B site wasn't going to be a problem, because you said a few rounds ago, 5 for paiN feels like enough. Well, they can't get that now. If that B site had proven to be a way in, something they could have exploited for these final few rounds, just to kind of get that bare minimum they're hoping to scratch past Team Liquid, that would have been a big issue. Instead, it's back to the drawing board for paiN. They choose a different destination this time. It's late out towards the long doors with a mid-fake lobbed in. Those corridor smokes down.
Going to use this to get into spawn, perhaps, or just a bait as they climb up Cat. Down to the pit. Captain puts on another double. Liquid, they're just full of multi-kills right now, and paiN can't get any trades, can't get anything going. Ultimate follows up. He's been a monster across this series, finding so much impact with the AWP, and it does not stop now. Another impossible round for NQZ. 1v4, he's got the space, but Liquid are already running back to fill the gap. They're about to find out, and not even the hard way. Twist will pay his price. And NQZ has just got to go for the plant.
Dude, if one guy could give you some faith in a clutch here, it's NQZ. He's been a pivotal player in every round that paiN have. Bomb on his
tunnels,
back.
you're not expecting that, are you?
All posted. And if he goes tunnels bound looking for these fights, he's got all three of them right in front of him.
Smoke is annoying. They're going to come through both sides. Oh, shooting ghosts. They jump through. Not going to happen today. Liquid wrap it up. Shui with a triple kill and 9 rounds on a CT side of Dust, a map that has plagued this Liquid roster last season. They come in fresh into the next and look good in this opener.
Out long. Dead. One more. Dead.
B.
Care more. One more.
Care short.
I'm flashing
Short one.
corner, you can peek.
I cannot.
I'm reloading.
One more short.
Care
I'm
above
digging
me,
it,
care
boys.
above me.
One more short, one more short.
I'm flashing high, boys.
Last long.
I'm coming to you.
upper.
I'm flashing left. Wait. I'm flashing in front of you guys. Flashing in front of you guys.
Good.
Flash one more.
I'm jumping left side.
In the smoke, or? Never mind.
Nice,
Nice.
good job, guys.
Good job. Good shit.
The comms are flowing and Liquid are running away with it. 9-3 here on the CT side of Dust 2. Liquid on their opponent's pick, ready to 2-0 this series. paiN have looked a little lost in the wind today, Harry. I don't know how to quantify this team right now.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's a hard one because it's not insane to imagine something disastrous happening to a paiN squad, right? You think about the success that they just found at the major, the kind of level you have to tap into to be able to accomplish such a feat, and it was the best Counter-Strike you'd ever seen paiN play.
Look at the panic, by the way.
To go and do that, you know, over the course of multiple events, well, that's a team, you know, like a championship level team's fate. And for paiN, I would say they're still growing. Naf has drawn one hell of a rotate.
Yeah, sorry. Fully interrupting you, but that's a crazy fake, and paiN bit it. They had 5 players B. They were 3 lower, flanking it.
David bit me.
David what?
Oh, hang on a second.
David doing it dirty. Shuey.
Shuey, dead man. And so paiN might have bit down on that flank.
They chew it up. They swallow it whole. Well, one or the other, I guess. Can't do both those things. Somehow they win the pistol, and paiN are back in business. DGT triple because they're a double, and Naf's fake all in vain. Ooh. Oh. Ooh la la.
But yeah, you know, you hear from like these top teams all the time, squads like Vitality, about how it's all about, you know, peaking at the right time. Now, Vitality were a bad example there because they've been peaking now for about 6 months. So, you know, theirs is over a long scale. But that is, for top squads, what it's all about is making sure you're playing your best level at the most opportune time so that you can go on and try to win tournaments. And I think paiN are at that point where they have to, you know, try to get back to a level they were previously at. Because this has felt very flat thus far from paiN. And a far cry from the Counter-Strike they were playing at the major. They can still redeem themselves in this series. It is not done yet. But the road ahead is dangerous. Doesn't care for your feelings. NQZ dead on the swing, and Nerds collects 2 for free out in middle. It's David or it's nothing.
Unbelievable Deagle headshots from Twists. 17 and 8 on this guy. Showed up to Dust in style. And that's so annoying for, I think it was NQZ at Palm Tree, throws a high flash, goes wide. They're all tucked in Gandalf. He can't even see them. He gets 1 fight, gets half damage, Twist 3 peaks, 1 deeks him, and even Nerds mops up a double in middle with the MP7. And just like that, Liquid are back on the menu.
No. Sick shot.
Oh, will they be ready for Car? Just seeing a player escape like that really...
Go on, let's inject some chaos. Don't clear NQZ because you really don't expect it with how Davideus died.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, NQZ.
He's going to walk next to him, maybe.
NQZ, bro, they're right here. They're riding shotgun. And there's the 5-7 and get rid of Nap and Twist. The Canadians fall. Big Azera backstab in. And Team Liquid, thinking they were on their way to a win in this series, well, the road just got that much longer. And the car belongs to paiN. Shuey's been spotted, and this is one of the roughest angles to come in from on low HP. He will get found out, and so paiN stick the landing with the pistols.
I mean, Liquid win an unbelievable force by paiN, just throw it right back in their face, and they do an even harder one with no primary weapons, with just a bunch of 5-7s and Deagles, and cool idea to just have a player full baiting a car, and Liquid, it's the last thing they're ever going to check after seeing David run back. This is just a crazy game right now. A nonsensical one. And I don't want to say paiN are back in it off the back of one round, but they've saved themselves again from devastation.
There's 3 players, I think, that are giving you a degree of faith. NQZ in this map has at least been good. Whenever he's had the AWP especially, been fantastic. DGT has had his moments. And,
bro, this buy is insane for Liquid. 4 AKs. Who's bankrolling them?
Oh, Angel Investor at the 11th hour has come through with the buy. And DGT dead first. Bit of indecisiveness here for Liquid on where the play wanted to end up. They started to go back B-ward, but patience proven to be a virtue here. They collect another kill. Amadeus and DGT both fall right at the top of this round. Snow struggled to get going in the entire series, and so really the intrigue of this round belongs to NQZ and Big Azera, and if they're able to cook anything up, matters made worse for Snow as he's the man anchoring down that B site. He can't go and help these players in middle. And so he'll be left to his own devices. Liquid just stay away from the stack in mid.
Yeah, I mean, he got 5 kills last game. He's on for 4 right now. He's really had some trouble, has Snow, in this head-to-head. As Liquid head for the finish line. And 11th looking to be locked in off a paiN save. Because Liquid lost the pistols, but you wouldn't even know it with 4 AKs in this round. It just feels like it's been a bit of a long day for paiN, right? Delays, waiting, and maybe lost their killer instinct.
Guys, it's okay. Don't even worry about it, okay? We have a really good plan. We can...
And he's right. Clearly they did have a good plan.
Just shoot them.
They pulled up and won the round, and it now right there, ready to secure the win, to open up stage 1. And this is a Liquid who have fallen very, very far from grace at the end of last season.
6-match loss streak.
Eliminated 0-3 at the major in Austin. A string of last place finishes. Going up against the Brazilian squad that stunned us all, getting into the semis in Austin.
Well, right now it's completely flaccid, Harry. Push up top mid for paiN to try and trap Liquid on this long position, but who's trapped in here? It might just be paiN. Swung dry, not even a flash to boast that peak. Ultimate does get traded by the scout. Liquid, check their backside. Nah, picking up a Molotov, in fact, to supplement this A hit. They're going to cross in. There's not a player to stop them. David's got to hit a Hail Mary headshot here. But that molly actually makes it a little bit more difficult, and Shui takes a different angle to find that kill, and an uncrouched Snow might be in trouble, and Shui converts that spray. Flank drops the bomb.
They're very low. They're very, very low. This isn't impossible for DGT, and that bomb knows it. Shui is scared right now. Started to try and run away.
Oh, they re-cleared it, and he's resetting. Now they're scared he's in smoke.
Dude, that's wild from NAF to go and re-clear long so quickly and confirm to Shui, bro, don't leave. Come back. Link back up with me. NAF just stopped them making a horrible decision there. They would have played right into the hands of DGT, but instead that clear gives them the presence of mind to get this bomb planted.
Oh, they have great position.
And this was what they were teed up for. This was the plant they were looking for. Can Shui finish the job? He's low on health.
Smoke is going to be such a problem if he can get it down on the bomb right now. They might just win the round. He's looking for the kill. Knows he's low. Wants that guaranteed frag. Smoke does land. Shooting bodies. DGT doesn't know where to look. He's just got to stick it and pray. Stick it and pray. Shoot to the left. Chewy can't find that shot. Spamming nothing into thin air. And paiN will pick up a round out of absolutely nowhere. My oh my. We go on trading rounds back and forth since this half began.
That's the thing though, right? Like, paiN are the ones running at a runway. They've done well to always remain competitive in these follow-ups. But Liquid will take trading rounds to a win. And with them on the T side as well, they get to kind of set the pace on these rounds. They'll be coming through with investments. Anytime you kind of take one back over Team Liquid, they'll come through with a buy like this.
Yeah, it's
looking for 2 in a row if you're paiN. You have to break this back and forth streak if you want some longevity in this matchup.
Rushing up top mid. paiN looking re-inspired. Nade pour, worst time, and Nerds gets his kill. And ultimate supplies. Liquid rally together for these entries. Sit comfortably 4-on-3, and NQZ is hard committed in the corner. He's calling for support from Snow, who's going to come and try and help him out from the short side. They're all just going to live and die on this middle fight. Fear about the long push. Covered now by ultimate. Snow doesn't check below him, but that nade's going to give it all away. Double up. Snow will take that. That's for sure. Ballsy move to make with the game he's been having.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he doesn't really have legs to stand on to justify going for a play like that, but you're very glad that he does. Snow nails him to a border up close in mid. And keeps paiN very pretty in this round. Naf once more is kind of sold a bit of a B play. Keeping 2 players there for the time being. That opens up this 1v1. Snow, 2 kills to the good already. He'll take a 3rd.
Big round.
Keith might just fall over here in mid. Peeked out through the double door. They get the spot on him. He's looking to save this AK and run it back in the next.
And finally, 2 in a row. You said they needed it to break that money. Well, now we're in that world. All thanks to Snow opening up an aggressive move in the mid round, and it's so unlucky for Liquid that they throw that smoke. If they don't, Snow would have flanked long. Gives it all away, and Liquid are just side by side on Xbox. There ain't room in this town for the 2 of us.
There was room for 2 at that box in a way. It was the 3's a crowd mantra. When Snow showed up, that's where it got awkward.
Yeah, sure.
Ooh.
2 graves dug.
It's kind of an awkward, you know, it's awkward back-to-back rounds to lose if you're Team Liquid, like because of the fashion in which you lost them. The 1v3 from DGT that spirals, even though they end up making the right read, they think they've saved themselves in that 2v1. And then the follow-up round is this aggression from Snow, netting the easiest double kill of his life over in mid.
I love watching Nurse get caught because he always like raises his eyebrows like he's confused. Oh, he's there.
You know, those are punishing rounds to give away in the fashion that you gave them over. And it's allowed this gap to close. Now they come through with a force buy. This is Liquid hoping they can just get this game over the line. Strike while the iron's hot. And they still have the chance of doing damage to paiN and their money. Oh. That's one hell of an opening from Ultimate. Throwing up on the boost.
A risky force that is justified by its results, and Ultimate already making a statement by finding that opening kill. They get out lower as well. Liquid have that mid control. They could go for a B split. It's just as how paiN were doing when they would get that mid pick from NQZ. They would just go for the mid to B. But it's Liquid going up catwalk right now. paiN renegotiate with Long. clearing this position entirely. Twist holds the flank. Damage trade in middle. Liquid speed it up. They know there's no orb to worry about on the long cross.
It's emboldened them, hasn't it? Given a lot of confidence to this cross. Tag down range onto David, brings him down. Half health from this Deagle. Shui looks like he wants to keep on fighting here, but as they start to lose players left and right, that's a decision he might come to regret. Liquid try to group on short, ready for this. It's a kill from the Nerdzorb, firing off. Can't chain together more. Davideus, the one that got away, brought down low on that skirmish for long. 3 kills deep, silenced by Twists. Snow will seal the deal from bottom of the board as Snow is cooking in these last few rounds. A double kill to win them the last. A key clutch in this 1v1. And this is from a guy who had 4 kills just rounds ago. A disastrous series, but when it really matters, he is answering the call.
Absolutely has saved paiN in this game. Can you believe it's the guy who had 9 kills in the series coming into this second half, who's put on a huge multi-kill, thrown a clutch the way of paiN. In a fight Twist didn't need to take, there was no kit. But hot hands burn his fingertips, and Liquid need to cool down. They finally take an eco. 3 rounds straight for paiN. And can you just feel that Liquid game appear on your screens again? A classic Liquid moment here. But will they really snatch defeat from the jaws of victory? Or is this just a delay?
It's so silent, you can just hear the wind blowing in the background, man. Like, no one wants to make that first move. Out into mid. Here's the explosion, but the layers of defense were there to stop it. Convincing first kill from Shui. Twist is trying to close in on this next man. That is a wild shot. And that's given them a route to move in with the bomb. Shui just makes it in. There is a plan here. It starts with a wild kill from Twists on the Deagle to support his captain and get him out of mid.
Shui needs help.
Can they finish the job? Shui left to fend for himself. Twist is watching the tunnels. All 3 players coming through mid.
Gotta come back.
They give him enough time to get there. Twist will be here to play a part. Shui firing off. They both get away with a kill. Now, last time Twist gave this round up peeking too early. Is he a bit more conservative here? Tap from Big Azera. No swing out of Twist. And now he nails him. That is a ludicrous round. What a way to make up for that last missed clutch. Twist delivers for Team Liquid. 22 kills deep. And starts with a blinder of a D.
A 2v5 with no Kevlar, with no business to win that round, with Shui alone on the bomb site, and Twist just perfect mechanic, jiggle peek back into that round to win the 1v1. Absolutely despicable round win from Liquid. That might just be round of the day.
And all of you was calling him washed when he peeked in that 1v1. Eat them words. He does die now, but it's all well and good. You'd like to think the NQZ Orb out on an island.
Get him out of here.
Away with 2. But Liquid deal with that trade, and that was the scariest weapon. That was the scariest item in this round. This is the easiest path that Liquid will have to the win in this series.
Just win, lol. But this shadow advantage, this Deagle dances with death. Shui finds it. They just speed up on the long side. DGT hiding out, hoping they won't check him. But they learned their lesson before you'd think. You'd like to think. You really would like to think they learned their bloody lesson. But nobody clears the car. 2 kills on a plate that missed spray. And it's up to Snow again to save the day for paiN. He can't do it. And Shui closes with 4 kills to find the 2-0 for Liquid. 6 losses in a row for Team Liquid. Smashed to the wayside. side as they take this series once and for all.
Yeah, they come through thick and fast. No more losses for Team Liquid. They turn to gold, and they look good to open up. As you say, a 6-loss streak now broken as they open up the play-in with a win over paiN, the major semi-finalists from just a month ago.
And I know paiN may have looked a little bit sloppy in this game. They may have looked a little bit off, some sleepy players, some weird decisions, some moments of